and I intend to win every time I take a case.
In January of 2008, 2.5 years after the murder of T.J. Hadland, Casey Counts finally faced a jury of his peers. Prosecutors presented their strongest piece of evidence, the statements made to police by D'Angelo Carroll. After nearly a week of testimony, the state felt they had presented a strong case.
Those cards, Mr. Counts, his behavior at the time of arrest, the statements of all three people, other people in that car, we thought at the end of the day that 12 people would understand there's absolutely no way that Kenneth Counts isn't involved.
However, prosecutors still had concerns.
Annabelle never sees Counts either. Nobody sees Counts downstairs.
It's always a challenge when there isn't that independent corroboration, that DNA, that smoking gun.
5 days into the trial, the prosecution rested. The defense's strategy was to raise reasonable doubt by attacking the strongest piece of evidence in the case, the statements given by the co-conspirators.
D'Angelo Carroll had given so many conflicting stories. Even though he had told so many different lies, they believed the one story that he told that was Kenneth Counts was the shooter in the case.
The defense called several members of KC's family to the stand, who testified KC never left the house on the night of TJ's murder.
Mr. Whipple and my position during the trial was that Kenneth was never in the van. He never got in the van.
After 7 days, both sides rested, and the case was in the hands of the jury. They deliberated all day and returned at 10 in the evening.
Every time a verdict comes in, it's a nerve-wracking experience. And I remember seeing the jury coming in and just not having a good feeling.
In February of 2008, a jury had just returned with a verdict in the murder trial of Kenneth Counts, the alleged gunman in the shooting of T.J. Hadland.
The jury came back about 10 o'clock at night on a Friday night, and Mr. Whipple and I were extremely nervous. Because if Kenneth Counts was found guilty, that would mean that on Monday, we were starting a penalty phase of a death penalty trial.
After deliberating into the night, the jury found Kenneth Counts guilty of conspiracy to commit murder, but he was acquitted on the more serious charge of first-degree murder.
Well, it was very emotional. I've had other acquittals. I've had other murder acquittals. I've never had a death penalty acquittal.
I have chills talking about it. We had essentially saved Kenneth Counts' life.